back to square one again. 877.
Today, the New Orleans Police Department welcomed their 5th recruit class since 2010.
We got to get back into the game. Put our mouthpiece in, right? Sir. Knees high, let's go.
Class 172 is getting prepared to get behind the badge.
NOPD. It is rigorous, it's intense, and we only want the best.
Mayor Mitch Landrieu, along with NOPD Superintendent Michael Harrison, was on hand today to welcome the 29 new recruits and 1 lateral recruit into the police academy. Harrison says training time has been increased from 4 months of rigorous training to 6 months and over 880 hours of training, along with 4 months of training in the field with current officers. Harrison says last year's recruiting efforts with the Join the NOPD.org campaign were about getting a better application process in place. Changes they've made have cut down processing time by 33% to help hit the goal of bringing in 150 new officers. Although the department didn't hit that mark in 2014, they've budgeted again to be able to bring in 150 new recruits in 2015.
We've stopped the bleeding, and so I am encouraged that we're moving in the right direction and we're gaining momentum.
To maintain that momentum, they've passed a 5% raise increase for lieutenants all the way down to new recruits, making the NOPD the state's highest paid police department. Mayor Mitch Landrieu says the city is aggressively taking steps to fight crime by launching new task patrols, the newly designed NOLA patrol force, putting $300,000 into recruiting efforts, and investing $12 million into the mandates of the consent decree, and looking at every option to get more officers on the street.
We're committed to hiring more officers and to making sure that we get the job done.
And in recent days, Superintendent Michael Harrison has also reached out to members of the City Council and the Civil Service Commission about removing barriers from the hiring process, like the current higher education requirements. While some council members worry that may lower the standards in hiring officers, Harrison doesn't agree and says it can help increase the size of the pool of applicants.
But they're good people who are working somewhere now, or good people who are doing good work, and we can vouch for that, who would be great members of the New Orleans Police Department, and we don't want to rule them out because of that barrier.
With the NOPD currently hovering around 1,160 officers on the street, Mayor Mitch Landrieu says these 30 recruits moves the department another step closer to the goal of having 1,600 officers on patrol.
It's not possible without these men and the women behind us stepping up to the plate, or the men and women behind us making sure that we supervise and make sure the city is safe.
In the meantime, efforts to plug holes in manpower issues throughout the NOPD won't be solved with the Louisiana State Police troops returning to the city. Mayor Mitch Landrieu's request for troops to return was rejected by State Police Colonel Edmondson, but Landrieu says that wasn't the final word, and he continues to talk to Colonel Edmondson and Governor Bobby Jindal.
We like them here. As a matter of fact, I think it's their obligation and their responsibility to be here. And we encourage the state police to continue to think about that. And I encourage to reach out to the governor to make sure that he knows that the French Quarter and the city of New Orleans generate $500 million for the state of Louisiana.
And while these recruits will be added help, Superintendent Harrison says recent reports about the NOPD only having 300 platoon officers to patrol the streets and respond to service calls are misleading. He says while the number fluctuates day to day, there are specialized units in districts that can be deployed, and commanders can also move around resources.
That's how we smartly deploy those resources. And so we feel confident that we're always at an adequate staffing, and because we have the overtime to backfill positions when we're not.